In this video, we are going to find the domain of f of x equals the square root of x minus 4 all over x squared minus 64, and we're going to write our answer in interval notation. So first, let's look at our function f of x. We see that we have a fraction, so one thing we're going to want to do is make sure that the denominator is not 0. We also see that we have a square root in the numerator, so we want to make sure that everything under the square root is greater than or equal to 0. Let's start with the numerator. So the first condition we want to check is that x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So we can add 4 to both sides and get that x is greater than or equal to 4. Now that's one condition that's going to be part of our domain. Now let's check the denominator. We want the denominator, x squared minus 64, to not be equal to 0. So let's factor the left-hand side. Notice that x squared is a square and 64 is also a square. 64 is 8 squared. Well, we have minus 64, so this is minus 8 squared. So we can write this as the difference of two squares. So this is x plus 8 times x minus 8, and this is not equal to 0. So what does this tell us? This tells me that x plus 8 cannot be 0. So in other words, we subtract 8 from both sides. So x is not minus 8. And then x minus 8 not 0 tells me I can add 8 to both sides and get that x is not equal to 8. So if I draw a number line and put all these conditions together, what does that tell me? Well, from the denominator, I get minus 8 and 8, and x cannot be those values, so I draw an open circle. And then from the numerator, I get 4 as an important value, and x can be greater than or equal to 4. So it can be 4 and everything above 4. So we see that there's some, I guess there's a problem at 8, right? Our denominator says we can't have 8 even though 8 is included in the domain of the numerator. That's okay. We just need to make sure that when we're writing our domain for the overall function, we do not include 8. So how do we express this? So we have square bracket 4, since 4 is included, and now we want to go from 4 to infinity, but we want to exclude 8. So we do 4 comma 8, which is not included, so I'll do a curved parentheses. And now we want to do union and include everything from 8, but not include 8, up to infinity. And so this is our final answer. If this video was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe.